It's 5 p.m.
All right, quiet on the set.
5, 4, 3, 2, 1. We're live. Let's start the party.
Broadcasting around the world.
OurBroadcastLink.com.
This is your number one internet station. The music you love right here, right now.
OurBroadcastLink.com.
It's another live broadcast. Special edition. Now your hosts, Rob and Jerry.
Hey, well, good afternoon, good evening, everybody. Whatever it is, it's all good because you guys are here with us and we're here with you on Polkas After Dark on our broadcast link.
With a C.
.com, also on Facebook Live and YouTube. I am just looking at a couple of different goofy things here. I'm seeing a huge delay in our screens from our feed, but hey, that's here nor there. Hey, well, we want to welcome you guys.
Here and there.
Here and there, yes. Hey, we're going to say hello to a bunch of people that are watching. Let's see here. We've got Mark Komar. He's in the house already. We've got Linda P., Linda Petrozeski, Linda Chapstick Merwin. Yeah, she's doing that thing with her, with her
my.
lips. Linda,
And I live with him, guys.
This has been a crazy day already. Linda Chipchak Merwin. So that means that everybody's watching over there in the Chipchak Merwin household.
How about them bills? Woohoo!
Yeah.
Good job.
I know.
You're welcome.
They're stacking up.
I started watching.
The gas bill, the electric bill, everything. Yes.
No, the other bills.
Oh, the other bills.
Yeah,
okay.
the shirt. Your
hey,
shirt.
Michael Pukowski is on. Yeah, he's here. Let's see who else is here.
Ivan Mayers is here over in my land. My neck of the woods.
In your neck of the woods, because you're manning the chat rooms over there. I'm taking a look here. Michael Pukowski, he is here, so we're going to say hello to him and also to Carla. Don Kozak, Don and Marina, welcome back. You guys had a great time last night with us. We had a fun time with our walk through Polka Heaven, and as you guys has, I don't know what it is, man. Wow. Hey,
you need coffee instead of tea.
Jen and Ricky Pianowski are here, and you know they're related, right?
They're married.
No, they're related to Zeke. Oh my gosh.
Okay.
It's going to be a long...
And you live with me?
It's going to be a long
Everybody's
show.
missed me, haven't you?
Yeah, I'm sure they have. Gene Soika's here. Let's see. Amy McCann is here. Amy and Jim, hello there, kids. And let's go ahead and just get some music up here. Here is the sound of Stash Golanka, the Chicago Masters, featuring the accordion stylings of Mr. Zeke, Zeniu, Esula, and oddly enough, he makes this thing sound like a concertina. I gotta find out how he does it. Although maybe he won't even divulge his secrets. Hey, welcome to Polkas After Dark, the Sunday afternoon edition. We love you guys for spending time with us. Thanks.
Chodzi mania po łące, trzymacie się na ręce, opłakuje swego wianka zielonego, opłakuje swego wianka zielonego. Nie płacz, dziewczyn, nie płacz, nie będzie tak bardzo źle, masz ładniego synka, tyś jego matynka, masz ładniego synka, tyś jego matynka. reszta też kupiła. Chłopiec ma 16 lat, to już piękny jakby kwiat, już panny miłuje, ojca naśladuje, już panny miłuje, ojca naśladuje.
Hey, that's the sound of Stash Galanka, the Chicago Masters, getting things off and running here on a Polkas After Dark. Hey guys, you heard us yesterday, or you saw us yesterday, and we thank everybody so much for joining us. We had a record crowd for Walk Through Polka Heaven, which is our Saturday edition throughout the whole month of October. And that comes up at 7 p.m., goes all the way until 9. We had a fantastic group of people here, a fantastic group of people that also joined us via videos. So we do want to remind you that if you have a special video that you would like to share with us, send it off to us at polkasafterdark@gmail.com. That's polkasafterdark@gmail.com. Get it over to us. Make sure that it's anywhere between 6 and 8 minutes long. If you need assistance on how to get it over to us, we'll just request that, because we'd be more than happy to assist you. Looks like Beverly Sims Ceramit is here. Also, Rick Beekler, he's joining us today. Dave Dombrowski down in Pennsylvania plays with Ray J and the Carousels. Hey, again, we are going to be talking live with Zeke, Zeniu, Esula at about 5:30 p.m. He's all excited. We talked to him yesterday. And we're going to have a lot of fun. Hey, we're going to switch it a little bit. Let's go ahead and bring up the Trull Tones, a little bit of the Grey Goose Polka, as we're staying with the honky format for a while.
Siwa gąska, siwa po Dunaju pływała, meryt se plędy musiaj uipiwa. Mój pap tegoż to podoli, a gotuje do nocy dorobi, codzienna wypije. Rahu, rahu, ciahu, rahu, rahu, ciahu, rahu, rahu, ciahu, raz, dwa, trzy. Siwa gąska, siwa po Wisełce pływa, powiedzcie mi kiedy to u ciebie biwa. Oj, biwał cię, biwa jeden Antek biwa, teraz się dziecielu, bo mnie oszukiwa. Rahu, rahu, ciahu, rahu, rahu, ciahu, rahu, rahu, ciahu, raz, dwa, trzy.
Hey, Christine Markevich is here. Welcome to Polkas After Dark, the Sunday afternoon edition. Also to Carolyn Renee. She's joining us. And hello to Bob Szymanski.
Siwa gąska, siwa po Bugaju pływa, jak on się dziecielu, to ja będę biwa. Ty masz ino słychać, ty lajkuje swoje, ty ci do mnie czasem dasz, tak płynie trochę. Rahu, rahu, ciahu, rahu, rahu, ciahu, rahu, rahu, ciahu, raz, dwa, trzy. Ja cię kocham, kiedy ciebie moje młode usta masz, czerwone buzi.
Mr. Andy Fennis and the Trelltones entertaining you this afternoon. Hey, Jerry, why don't you say hello to some of the folks in our chat rooms right now? We do want to mention that Sue Howard has just joined us. And also, hey, Bob Szymanski says, hey, Robin, good football Sunday. Giants, Jets, and the Bills all won. Yes.
And Orlando.
Oh, I'm sorry.
Yeah, sure. And Orlando is coming back to life after Ian, whatever the heck that's do with it.
Ivan is in the chat room.
I know, I was going back and forth.
Yeah.
So Ian.
Hurricane Ivan.
Ian.
He's a short dude, though. I don't think it was.
Ion? It's not Ion.
Ion, no.
Anyway.
Yeah, I think you need to say hello
I need
to some
more
of
drinking.
the people, please.
We're going to say hello to Don Kozak. He is over there in our YouTube channel with me, as well as a bunch of others that aren't signed into the chat room. We have Donna Zielinski with Teresa and Sarah, as well as Ivan Mayers. No hurricane involved there.
No hurricane for Ivan. No, that's Ian.
And Sousa's on her way to Branson.
Yeah, that's kind of cool.
Yeah,
They're
I'd like
in Ohio
to do
right now.
Yeah, I'd love to do a bike ride.
She said, great show yesterday. Hey, folks, if you missed it yesterday, well, we had a blast. But you can go on to YouTube and check it out. Just type in Polkas After Dark. And then after that, take a look for a walk through Polka Heaven. And we're going to have a whole bunch of fun for the rest of the entire month. Every Saturday, we are going to be entertaining you with some great people. And we're also going to say hello to Helena Garbach. She is here. I know that she had some devastating issues down there in Florida. We also want to make sure that we send prayers out to all of our friends and family down there in Florida. Devastating news. Also, South Carolina got hit pretty bad, too, along the coast there. Hey, let's...
we heard North Carolina got hit kind of bad, too.
Oh, it did?
It did.
Oh, out where Mom is?
No.
Okay.
We were talking with Paul yesterday.
Oh, Paul
and he said that Charlotte kind of got hit a little bit harder than they normally do.
Yeah. Hey, well, let's go ahead and bring up another song. Mr. Stashka Lanka, the Chicago Masters, featuring Zeke, Zeniu, Esula on the accordion. Here's one called the Up and Down Polka. Broadcasting in 4K for the video, and also don't forget surround sound stereo wherever it is available.
I dosta popyskom chciałem ją całować I dosta popyskom.
Hey, Margaret Degnan, she's here, and she is tuned in all the way from Long Island. She's on board with us. Thanks so much, Margaret.
No I szanuj się, nie szanuj, ty masz mnie, dziewczyn. No i szanuj się, nie szanuj. Stodole na dole, na samym klepysku chciałem ją całować I dosta popysku chciałem ją całować I dosta popysku. Jednego lubiła, so każda panie
Yeah, that's the sound of Stash Golonka, the Chicago Masters, the late Stash. As a matter of fact, we want to welcome you guys once again. Polkas After Dark. It's Sunday afternoon after an extremely death-defying Bills win. We were very excited. Jerry was on the edge of her seat there. She says, come on, she's actually screaming stuff at the TV. Words that I've never heard you say before. I couldn't believe it.
That's because we don't watch football too often. That's why you've not heard it.
That's true. Hey, let's, you know what? Let's go ahead and bring up a song real quick. It's about a 6-minute tune, and a gentleman by the name of Steve Gramala down in Dunkirk. We got a chance to see Steve today.
We did.
That was kind of fun. Yeah, your car broke down again, so we had to drive it down there and get it fixed. But he's the only guy really that we trust with our vehicles. So
absolutely.
Yeah.
Well worth the drive.
Yes, exactly. And he requested a song by Lenny Gomolka, Chicago Push. This is an earlier song. This is off of the Millennium recording. And here's a little polka medley, one called Far Away From Home, and also the Post Office Polka.
Że ty idziesz, Jasiu, na wojenkę, Kasiu, na wojenkę daleką. Żebyś moją żoną weźmie, Jasiu, z tobą na wojenkę daleką. Żebyś moją żoną weźmie, Jasiu, z tobą na wojenkę daleką.
Hey, say hello to Karen and Tom Bayak down there in Cocoa Beach, just relaxing and having a couple of drinky winkies there, as Jerry Darlak used to say.
Na wojenkę daleko. Co będziesz robiła, Kasiu, moja Kasiu, na wojence dalekiej? Będę wszystkie brała ciebie, czy nie miała na wojence dalekiej? Będę wszystkie brała ciebie, czy nie miała na wojence dalekiej? Kasiu, moja Kasiu, na wojence dalekiej. Są poluło rzeki, to nasze poczeki na wojence dalekiej. Są poluło rzeki, to nasze poczeki na wojence dalekiej. Gdzie ty idziesz, Jasiu, na wojenkę, Kasiu, na wojenkę daleką? Żebyś moją żoną weźmie, Jasiu, z tobą na wojenkę daleką. Żebyś moją żoną weźmie, Jasiu, z tobą na wojenkę daleką.
Hey, good afternoon to Ray Bajuic Jr. in Cleveland, Ohio. Welcome to Polkas After Dark. Also, Mr. Dan Novak. He's down there. He says hello from cloudy New Mexico. Also, hello to Gail Wojtowicz.
Na granicy stoi mała postać, jest tam przepaść wielka. Jest tam przepaść wielka. Tam jedna piękna dziewczyna Polski utraci kochanka. Tam jedna piękna dziewczyna Polski utraci kochanka. Hej, módl się droga, Ty moja dziewczyno i ty dopomóż Bóg. I ty dopomóż Bóg. Pewnie ja czuję, że z tej światowej wojny do ciebie wrócę znów. Pewnie ja czuję, że z tej światowej wojny do ciebie wrócę znów. Piosenkę składa mi swojacy, bo przyszedł rygodny, bo przyszedł rygodny. 16 roku tej światowej wojny do miesiączka w nocy. 16 roku tej światowej wojny do miesiączka w nocy. Stoi mała postać, jest tam przepaść wielka. Jest tam przepaść wielka. Tam jedna piękna dziewczyna Polski utraci kochanka. Tam jedna piękna dziewczyna Polski utraci kochanka.
One more tune before we get Zeke, Zeniu, Esula on the telephone. Well, actually, he's on the telephone. You guys just don't hear him yet. Hey, but here's one called Do I Love You Polka. Once again, Stashka Lonka, the Chicago Masters.
Do I love you? Do I love you? Don't you know by now? Do I need you? Do I need you? Must I show you how? Do I love you? Do I love you? Do I have to say yes, I love you? Yes, I love you in every way. When I saw you for the first time and you looked my way, then I knew in my heart love was here to stay. Do I love you? Do I love you? Yes, in every way, especially today, our wedding day. Do I love you? Do I love you? Don't you know by now? Do I need you? Do I need you? Must I show you how? Do I love you? Do I love you? Do I have to say yes, I love you? Yes, I love you in every way. When I saw you for the first time and you looked my way, then I knew in my heart love was here to stay. Do I love you? Do I love you? Yes, in every way, especially today, our wedding day. Idzie do dziewczyny, to mojej jedyny, przez pole. Idzie do dziewczyny, to mojej jedyny, przez pole.
We're going to say hello to musical Mark Swoger out there in the city of North Tonawanda. Also, Loretta Curtis Mackle. Hey, it looks like Lisa and her hubby are on. Lisa and Greg Skowronek from Connellsville, Pennsylvania. Thanks for tuning in.
Kochanie, by mnie pamiętała, by mnie zapomniała, kochanie. It's been a wonderful time. The moments that we share together will always be on my mind. Thanks for a wonderful afternoon. The laughter and joys that we share. Your good night kisses just send me to want you, to love you and care.
Hey, send a big shout out to Michigan Way to Wiggs and Kathy. Welcome.
Thanks for a wonderful afternoon. It's been a wonderful time.
You know, we couldn't think of a better way to introduce this next guy who we are going to have the pleasure of interviewing right now live from, let's see, I think he's in Arlington, Illinois, but that's where he resides. Unfortunately, I think he's visiting some family out in another state, but we're going to find out real quick right here. Hey, Zeke, can you hear me?
I can hear you, Robin.
Wow, that is perfect, and you are sounding crystal clear, so it sounds like you're sitting right next to me, Zeke. How you doing?
Oh, I'm doing well.
Beautiful. Hey, folks, we have on the Polkas After Dark interview line this Sunday, right now, Mr. Zeke Zeniu Esula. And Zeke, where are you at? Where are you stationed at right now, buddy?
I am at my house in Arlington Heights, Illinois.
Oh, okay. All right. I didn't know if you were visiting some people or not, so that's perfect. Hey, well,
yesterday,
Zeke, go ahead.
Yesterday we went to Iowa to visit my girlfriend's parents.
Okay, now how far is Iowa from where you live?
Just a little over 2 hours.
Oh, that's
under
not
3 hours to her parents' house.
Oh, that's not bad at all. Jeez.
No.
That's good. Hey, well, Zeke, I'm going to start out asking you some questions just like I do everybody that comes on for the broadcasts here, as we're showing some great pictures of you, which we stole some off of Facebook, and of course Les Kapuscinski got us a couple as well, which we thank him so much for doing that. But hey, Zeke, let me ask you first of all, how old were you when you heard your first polka?
Wow. I don't know if so many years ago if I can remember that far back, but I would have to say about 4.5 years old on the Lawrence Welk show.
Oh, is that right? You were forced to watch. I mean, you were pleased to watch the Lawrence Welk show just like I was, raised by my grandmother. Every Saturday night that puppy was on, so that's perfect. Hey, and do you play any other instruments besides the accordion?
No, I would have to say no. I think I could. I used to tinker around with the piano a little bit on the concertina, but no, my accordion is my true love.
Well, and I'll tell you what, you have mastered it. That is for certain. And
well,
also, since we're talking about that accordion, How do you get it to sound like a concertina? I was talking with one of your relatives, your cousin, Ricky Pianowski, and he and I get into this discussion all the time when we are together. By the way, Ricky and Jennifer say hello. They are on right now listening to you live here on Polkas After Dark. And, I ask Ricky all the time, how in the heck does he get that sound coming out of the accordion to sound like a concertina? Are you able to share that secret with us, or is that as soon as you tell us you're going to have to kill Jerry and I? How's this going to work here?
You, not me.
No. There's no secret, Robin. It's a twofold situation. First of all, in 1976, I purchased my accordion, just a little bit east of where Buffalo is, from a music store. And my Giulietti was handmade in Italy.
Oh.
When I came to Chicago in 1980, when I started with Stash, I went to another accordion manufacturer and asked him, how can I make this accordion sound a little more like a concertina, because it had more of a musette type of sound.
Okay.
And Italian accordions do have that. Mm-hmm. So what this gentleman did is he took out the musette reed block out of the accordion and built me a low reed block into it.
Is that right?
So that gave me a lower sound. Second part about getting it to sound like that's to create the sound. I think concertina, getting it to sound like a concertina, is more like playing the accordion like a concertina. As you know, I grew up in Buffalo with so many tremendous musicians. But Johnny Wunderlich and I were hung out together a lot. We played together, and obviously, he rubbed off on me.
Johnny is a fantastic musician as well. He plays just about everything and plays everything well that he touches.
Yes, he does.
Yeah. So that's
most
interesting.
Most musicians are much more gifted than I am.
Oh,
I
wouldn't
love my
say that.
accordion.
I wouldn't say that because, again, Zeke, you have mastered that instrument. And I remember meeting you back at Idora Park in Youngstown, Ohio. Now this, if I'm not mistaken, didn't you start out before you went with Stash? Weren't you playing with Marion Lush?
I was. I started playing with Marion Lush in 1976 and finished playing with him through up until January of 1980. So I was with Marion for 4 years before I started off with Stash, and played with Stash for over 32 years.
Wow, that long?
Yes.
Holy smokes.
Yes, you don't see that anymore in the industry.
No.
As a sideman playing with the same band for that long.
That is for certain. Holy smokes, I cannot believe that. 32 years.
Yes.
Wow.
And listening to Stash sing, I think, also has contributed tremendously to my style of playing.
Yeah. Everybody used to say he was the Dean Martin of polka music.
Well, he was.
And, yeah, I mean, just a finesse about his voice. I know every single person that I have ever talked to has loved his voice. The women just went gaga, as you know.
Yes.
All over Stash for the singing and the way he had the finesse about him. But also his presence on stage and off stage were not different. You know, what you saw was what you got with Stash on stage, which was fantastic.
Absolutely.
You know, you see a lot of entertainers that, you know, when they're up there, you know, they're all glamour and glitz and this and that. And then once they walk off the stage, it's a completely different demeanor. And with Stash, it was never, ever like that.
Down to earth.
Yeah. Hey, do you have a favorite place that you have performed?
Once again, Robbie, those are tough questions.
Yeah.
Because I love performing many places.
Yeah. Well,
To
you know,
me-
do you have a couple maybe that kind of stuck out in your mind that, oh boy, either we had a huge, tremendous crowd, maybe it wasn't
Yes.
even a crowd of people at all, maybe it was just a small get-together, but you had a lot of fun. Do you remember a particular job or a couple of jobs that you can share with us?
Well, three specific jobs during the summertime. would be Seven Springs,
Oh, yeah.
Polka Bration, and I think it was Ocean Beach in Ocean City, Maryland, maybe.
Ocean City, Maryland, yeah.
That was held in June. Those three certainly by far were my favorite ones. Obviously, because of the scenario, the multiple bands playing there, everyone having a good time.
Yeah.
Seven Springs was really, really good. I remember playing once that I think there was probably about 6,000 people there.
You know, that I would not doubt, because that place used to pack them in like crazy. Back when Zip and Eddie B used to run it, it was the fun place to go. And I didn't live too far from there. I lived 45 minutes from there down in Uniontown, Pennsylvania. So it was just a hop, skip, and a jump from me. So I would go up there occasionally during the week. During the summer, just to hang out and meet some people up there, and we'd just have fun, and then, we'd depart. But the polka weekends there for the 4th of July at Seven Springs, the polka fireworks, and everything was just phenomenal. Now, I'm going to backtrack a little bit with the Chicago Masters. When you started playing with Stash, were you the first accordion player to work with Stash, or did somebody else work with him and then you jumped on board later?
Because being in Buffalo, I didn't know a lot about Stash. Even when I played with Marion Lush and we would play at these big gigs, I didn't know Stash that well. I don't know if I would probably tend to say I probably wasn't if you went way, way, way back when Stash first started, which probably was back in the mid to late 50s, certainly early 60s.
Oh, wow.
But I don't remember the bands that did play with, or the guys that played with Stash, him having an accordion player.
Okay. Interesting. And so do you have any idea how the Chicago Masters got their name, the band name?
No, they were called the Chicago Masters when I joined the band in 1980. I think it may have been with the guys that were previous to me that played with Stash. It skips my mind now. I know I see them, who they are. I just don't remember their names.
Well, how about some of the musicians that you've performed with Stash Galanka? I know one guy that I can think of right away is Chainsaw, Mr. Kaczarski, and he's a phenomenal musician too. But how about some of the other guys that took the stage with you during the course of time? Because Stash used to get, he'd travel and he'd get some fill-in guys. But tell me some of the guys that you worked with.
When we started off with Stash, it was actually Johnny Wunderlich, myself, and if I'm not mistaken, even Sonny Wunderlich.
Yeah.
That played with him. I don't know who played bass at that time. So we started off because at that time, Johnny and I were playing with Marion Lush.
Uh-huh.
So when the change took place, when Marion changed guys, Johnny and Stash lost the Chicago Masters from that were with him at that time. Johnny and I ended up coming, and I know Tommy Kringle was playing concertina with Stash before that. Jimmy Petrowski, perhaps. Like I said, I can't quite remember all the guys that were in that band, because those guys, all of Stash's guys, actually went with Lenny Gomułka and the Chicago Push. Those are the guys that started Lenny's band with Lenny.
And that was in I want to say the early 80s, wasn't it?
Yes.
Okay.
Yes. It wasn't in 1980, I would have to say. That's when we started.
Yeah, gotcha.
January of 1980 is when we started practicing. We'd go down to Stash's house and start working out on playing with him.
How many recordings did you do, Zeke? Do you have a rough idea? I mean, I'm not going to hold you to the exact number, but how many recordings?
Did. Yeah, 2 for sure. I know I did one in the 1990s.
Okay.
At that time, it was Eddie Shevets. There's a couple guys from Buffalo. We did Hooked on Honky,
Oh yeah.
and his last album that he recorded, which was the live album. I believe that was the song that you were playing when you started. That the medley of
Yes.
songs that
Yes.
ended that album.
Yes. And we love that. We love that recording too. It's just amazing. And Billy Gula, I think, has performed with Stash along the way.
Yes.
Let's see who else. You mentioned Shivets. I mentioned Jimmy Chainsaw. But
Yes.
he
We had
always.
Dave Matera on clarinet.
Oh yeah,
Billy
remember?
Gula, Dave Matera, myself, and Chainsaw. We played with Stash for probably a good 5-6 years at least, if not more.
Wow. Oh, that's huge. That really is.
Hmm.
Hey,
Yep.
Zeke, just to get off topic a little bit here, what is your favorite personal genre of music that you listen to? What does Zeke listen to when he's not listening to polka music?
I love classic rock for sure.
Oh,
My favorite music would be classic rock. I
Okay.
listen to that more so than polkas.
do you have any particular
We-
artists that you like?
All of them, they're all great. More recently, probably Dave Matthews, if I had to pick. And now he's not a classic rock band,
Right.
but more of a recent band, the past 15, 20 years.
Yeah.
Dave Matthews was my all-time favorite band. I liked all the classic rock bands, all of them. Recently, this past year, my girlfriend took me to a jazz festival up in Wisconsin,
Oh,
and I never thought I would like jazz, but I loved it. I loved it. It was a very, again, different type of music, wonderful, wonderful, talented musicians.
yeah.
So I sort of like jazz along with classic rock now.
Now,
Country too. Don't get me wrong. Country to me reminds me a lot of similarities to polkas, especially
sure.
with the chord patterns.
Sure. And a lot of bands have taken, country songs and converted them and made them their own in the polka
Like
music
Stash
world.
did.
Sure.
Yep.
Sure.
Yes.
You mentioned that you recorded a couple of recordings. What studios did you record in?
We did our recordings that I did, and I think I did 3 albums. Our first album was done with Johnny Wunderlich, Eddie Shivets. I think our second album was done with Gula, Matera, Chainsaw, and our live album was done also with the Matera, Gula, and Chainsaw. Gary Ramy is the person who recorded us. We went to I think it was Peppermint Studios
Okay.
that we went to. And his final album, he recorded us in Chicago doing a live broadcast recording at a dance that we did on a Sunday afternoon.
Oh, amazing. Yeah, Gary Ramey, you just have to admire the guy. He's been in it for so long, and he
Yep,
has taken,
old-timer, yes.
Yeah, he has taken a lot of polka music to a different level.
Yes, he has.
Yeah. Hey, also, do you personally have a memorable gig that you played? Now, I asked you, some of the places. You said like Seven Springs, Polka Motion, Ocean City, Maryland, and, a whole bunch. But do you have a very favorite place that sticks in your mind where you performed?
I don't know that I can answer that honestly, Robin, because all of the places that I played for were unique in its own way.
Yeah.
Unique people, met many, many, many people, such as your audience now. Just incredible how blessed I am to have been in this polka industry, to have met all these wonderful people and musicians.
Yeah.
Just probably one job that I did was downtown here at the 95th Center, where we did it for, I think, Field and Stream magazine or something. It was a morning job at 10 o'clock in the morning.
Oh,
They had like a little convention for that magazine. They had food there, plenty of drinks, and all I remember is that we really got rocked. and the people that were there, all different nationalities, different colors. Everyone had a wonderful time. And that's what's nice about polkas. No matter where you play, no matter where we play, I'm sure yourself as well, and all the other bands out there, no matter where you play polka music, people will have a good time.
Well, it's happy music. I mean, that's all there is to it. You can't listen to a polka and be down. That is for sure. You know, whatever it is, you're always pumped up whenever you hear it or see a band like that. Hey, Zeke, who did you idolize growing up? Did you have somebody that you looked up to as far as music-wise? And it could be an accordion player, it could be somebody entirely different, but who did you idolize?
Scrubby and the Dynatones was in the beginning that I idolized, started going to their dances, and then became familiar with Eddie Bazończyk. So, of course, I started following his band. I remember going to dances all the time to Scrubby. And what started me into polka music was listening to Ray Barszukiewicz playing at my high school.
Oh, was that right?
Yes. And I forgot the name of his band at that time. But that's what I went and I said, wow, I like polka music, because previous to that, I haven't really played polka music. My parents used to take me to Little Wally and Marion Lush, the two of my parents' favorites.
Yeah. Now, you said you grew up here in Buffalo, New York.
In the suburbs, yes.
Yep. And Hamburg. Okay, well, Jerry and I aren't too far from there. We're down in the Derby, New York area, so you know exactly where we're at. Hop, skip, and a jump from there. But, you know, you're mentioning, like Dynatones. As a matter of fact, we've got Mark and Sherry tuned in from the PolkaJammerNetwork.org. They do a fantastic show on Friday afternoons or early evening that's called TGI Friday. We get a chance to listen to them all the time. But, Chepach and all of the Dynatones, I mean, it was just a lot of fun. I myself had grown up listening to recordings of them, and my very first time hearing the original Dynatones with Bobby Wróblewski, Johnny Killian, Scrubby, Billy Barnes, let's see here, Trojak, just that I remember from a place in Pittsburgh, Pennsylvania, just outside of Pittsburgh. Coriopolis, Pennsylvania was the, and I've said it before, Twin Coaches. The Twin Coaches was the very first time that I heard them, and that was the first time that I heard Jimmy Weber and the Sounds, because that was shortly after he left the Trolltones to start his own band. So they both shared the same stage, and what a fantastic night that was. But Dynatones had always meant something to me, too, throughout the years, and I was fortunate to play with them. Go ahead.
Robin, you mentioned Mark Treppas.
Yeah.
Now, there's a guy that started with where that I started playing polka music, and I had a band that I started back then by myself a long time ago. I think it was called Polish Powers or Polka Powers, something like that.
Okay.
But Mark was in that band. We would be playing.
Right? Yeah. Well, you guys are both in your 80s right now, right, Zeke?
Yes.
You're
Well,
82, because I know
like
Mark's got to
Robin,
be 83, 84, somewhere around in there.
I think both Mark and I can say we feel like it many times.
I bust his chops because he loves to bust mine every chance he gets.
That's Mark. That's Mark.
Oh, yeah. Yeah, you got that right. But yeah, well, that's interesting. And I'm thinking back here when you said about Ray Barszukiewicz with him starting out his band. I think he started out the Polkas. If I'm not mistaken, if that rings a bell with you, because we had Ray on for an interview not too long ago, and was starting to reminisce about a lot of that stuff as well. Hey, Zeke, have you written any songs that the bands have played, or have you just dabbled with writing anything out?
No, I never was into writing Polish songs. If I'm not mistaken, Marion Lush came out with a song called Mamusha and Tatusha.
Yes.
Or Mamush and Tatush.
Yep.
Something tells me at that time that I came up with some words to when he was writing or coming up working on that song. We would be traveling, and then obviously since I spoke Polish, I was able to put my 2 cents in. I guess would be the most that I would have done as far as involvement with composing a polka song.
Yeah, okay. All right, excellent.
Johnny and I did have a song that I remember. I can hum it now, but I don't want your audience to run away and shut
Oh,
the
no,
show off.
no,
But
they would
we
not.
worked on a song that Sonny, Johnny, Al Krupski, Kenny on drums, we would play. And I think that was maybe a Johnny original song that we sort of worked on together.
Ah. Okay, well, I know Johnny wrote one really, really good song, and that was "If I Had a Wish." Polka.
Absolutely, great song.
And yeah,
Great song.
everybody recorded that. Gosh, as soon as Johnny wrote it and played it with a couple of different bands, I know the Dynadukes grabbed onto that. John Gura, I believe. Dynastics may have grabbed onto that as well.
I
But
think you're right about that.
what an
yes.
innovative song. But again, you and I have grown up with some amazing polka artists throughout the years.
Absolutely.
And I think you'll
Absolutely.
agree. I think you'll agree, Zeke, that we lived during an era that is like no other. I mean, we see a lot of the newer guys coming into bands. For example, Mike Costa and the Beat. He's got 3 fantastic young musicians now, 2 of the Yash boys and Sebastian Pakowski, who's an animal not only on bass but also on vocals. I don't know if you've heard them, seen them at all.
I do. Oh, of course.
Yeah, and just amazing guys. But in sitting down and talking to those guys, they say, "Boy, Robin, we really wish that we would have lived during that era." But I said, well, guys, you need to create your own era. And that's what they're doing in a sense. They really
yes, they are. Absolutely.
Yeah.
Absolutely, yes. Well, you're right, though. What we were fortunate to grow up around, you won't see that. The reason I think that you will never see those times, besides everything moving on forward, you have to move forward. We cannot go backwards.
Right.
But the upkeeping has changed. The traditions, that has all changed on the home front.
Yeah.
And I think in part that has what led to the changing of guards as far as the musicianship, the camaraderie.
Yep. Yeah, because back in those days, man, everybody would give the shirt off of each other's back to make sure that they had whatever they needed. And of course,
Yes.
looking back now, gosh, I was 130 pounds back then. Gosh, I'm a lot more than that. And to give a shirt off my back now, I could probably fit it around 5 or 6 people at this point. But hey, so you grew up in the Buffalo area. Did you went to school here? But did you work in this area? And what kind of jobs did you have throughout your career? Because you didn't rely on music the whole entire time, did you?
Well, to be honest with you, when I played with Marion Lush, that had me dropping out of my third year going into Buff State because I could not maintain my studies.
Oh.
I was having too good of a time partying, playing,
Sure.
and making very, very good money in those
Sure.
days. When you make $200, $300, $400 in cash, that was big time money.
Sure.
So that didn't. I did work in the winter time. I would do golfing at the golf course on Hamburg off of Camp Road.
Oh, yeah.
I did that. I also did, when I finally moved out of the house, I lived down in the north side of Buffalo. Forgot the name of that town. I want to say it begins with an E, but I bartended at a bowling alley.
Okay.
So bartending, I would say, would be my primary job. First, quote, jobs, if you can even call that.
Yeah.
When after college and going into playing with Marion Lush.
Gotcha.
My first true job was when I moved to Chicago and then started playing with Stash. I realized that, especially when I got a girlfriend, got married, kids, things like that, obviously I needed to get a real job and make money.
Right.
So it was 1981 when I truly started working in the office for a collection agency.
Gotcha. Okay.
Mm-hmm.
Let's see here. I'm just going through a whole bunch of things here. So what did you actually go to college for before you had dumped out of Buff State?
I was actually going for to major in psychology. I wanted to be a psychiatrist, if you can believe that.
Wow. Yeah, I
But
can, sure.
I still enjoy that because I'm fascinated about what makes people or think, how they think, tick.
Sure.
I get intrigued about those things.
Wow.
Obviously, music being my passion,
Sure.
the ability of making cash a heck of a lot easier than coming home and studying and cramming and taking tests.
Sure.
And I'm not sorry that I didn't do that.
Yeah. Now, Zeke, do you read music or do you play everything by ear?
I do read music, however, I play everything by ear.
Okay.
Very little do I read. If I was to read music, we did a Oktoberfest at the Brookfield Zoo last Saturday with Keith.
Oh,
So
okay.
there was some chords written down on a few songs that I really didn't know well, like Edelweiss. So we had the chords written down where I could go by that. But 99.9% I go by listening, and I can listen to country performers and listen to what they're playing and pretty much pick it up. I
Yeah.
don't have perfect pitch like Johnny does, but I can pick it up pretty decently.
Yeah, gotcha. And do you ever think that, well, are you playing now? You said that, you do a couple of gigs once in a while. I think we have a picture or two of you playing a German festival or something, either 3 or 4 piece. That might
We
have,
did, yes. Well, I don't know which picture you're talking about. We did play a 5 piece with Keith last week. It was actually Tommy Kringle, myself. Um, I'm trying to think. See what happens when you get old? You
no,
forget.
I totally understand,
Forget.
totally understand that.
But we did a German fest. I
Okay.
haven't over the past couple years. I really haven't played a lot. I have my life now is a little bit different. I met my girlfriend over a little year ago. We're doing a lot of traveling. I'm going to be retiring at the end of this year,
Oh, good for
and we
you.
have plans on doing a lot of traveling. So that has me not playing. Keith has a different library, different guys playing. That would require me to practice. I'm a little at a different point in my life now
Sure.
where I just want to enjoy myself. I want to go visiting and seeing different aspects of life and country where music has taken a second stage. Never will leave me. I'll still, when I
Yeah.
play, my foot will be pounding the ground,
Oh, sure.
but just in the playing, being in the music, playing with a band is somewhat not in my picture now.
Sure. And that's totally understandable. But I'm sure you will get together with some guys every now and then and maybe have a summer picnic and you'll bring the box out and the
Well,
other
we're going
guys will
to
be doing
talk
the same.
later on, Robin, because yes, I do plan on playing with some guys. Actually, planning on talking to you, my cousin, about doing some kind of a charity event in Buffalo that would have me
Oh,
giving me the chance to play with some other Buffalo musicians that I haven't played with since I lived over there.
yeah.
But we'll talk about that later.
Oh, that would be great. I would
Yes, I
love
have
doing
some
something
grand
like that.
ideas about that
That's beautiful. Hey,
because Buffalo is great.
we are at 6 p.m. already Eastern time here. I can't believe that we've been on the phone ratchet jawing here talking so much, but I have two more big questions for you. And if you've caught any of our interviews, you know what my final two questions are. And Zeke, I know you're going to be able to make a contribution to this at some point in time, and that is, do you have a favorite breakdown story that you can share with everybody? Now, I'm not talking a mental breakdown. I'm talking that, the vehicle that you were in, that you guys were traveling in, because Stash used to travel a lot in that big station wagon. That I remember. So I'm sure you have one or two or 10 that you can share with us. Do you have something?
I do. I could probably share many nightmares about breakdowns.
You know what? Give
The,
give us maybe 3 or 4. Why don't you?
I will give you one that is really not going to be, that'll be what could have been a disastrous one, and we would not be here talking today.
Wow.
We were coming home from playing a job in Buffalo, actually.
Okay.
And it was myself, Stash, Jimmy Kronowski, who has since passed from the Ann Arbor, Michigan area.
Another fantastic musician.
Yes. And I don't quite remember who the other, I think Dave Matera. We were driving home. Stash started driving. Of course, again, nobody should have been driving at that time.
Sure.
We were driving. Stash started driving. I don't know how. So he drives to the Pennsylvania border by Erie, Pennsylvania. He pulls over and says he can't drive anymore. I know I was not going to be driving. And Jimmy Kronowski took over driving.
Okay.
He was on some medication at that time. All we know is that we were laying down, and about maybe 20 minutes, half hour after he started driving, we just hear all kinds of banging going around, bouncing up and down, hitting trees breaking the windows, and we finally came to a stop in trees, in like a wooded area.
Good gosh.
Luckily, obviously, the truck was not drivable.
Oh.
I don't remember how we had to get to a hotel room. I was working. I had to go. I needed to get back. I booked a flight from, I think, Cleveland and flew back home.
Okay.
But those guys afterward told me when they went back the next day to get the rest of the belongings, they saw the truck literally maybe 10 feet away from basically a cliff. There was a big drop in the terrain into a rocky, water-filled creek, river. I don't know what the heck it was. But they told me that had we gone a little further, that would have been the end of us.
Oh, man, the good Lord was with you that day.
Another occasion was playing in New Jersey. Our car broke down, our van at that time. I do remember the station wagon. Those were nightmare days, driving in that station wagon, being like bowling pins in the back seat, rocking, the instruments banging our heads, and speakers in the back.
Oh, jeez.
But we finished the job. Stash's van didn't want to start, so we ended up taking Jim and Joan Fox, who lived in New Jersey.
Okay.
They were good fans of ours. They came. I remember having us taken Jim's big Cadillac, stuffing it, and having to drive home because Stash's van didn't start. Because back in those days, making sure your vehicles were operating properly wasn't maybe the biggest thing on Stash's mind.
Right.
So yeah, I mean we've had some things. Another occasion, I remember playing in Michigan. Rick Stoplowski and we went golfing. We took Stash's car. We went golfing. We come back. We're drinking on the golf course. We're coming back. We need to get washed up and get to the job. We get back, and we can't find the keys. We're looking. I don't know where Stash's keys are. Lord certainly was with us that day because I said, we got to go back. We have to trace back our steps. It's someplace on this golf course. Lo and behold, it wasn't that far back, maybe a few holes back. We found the keys like just off the fairway.
Wow.
And we found the keys there, probably getting it ready, knowing that we are finishing our golfing. We have to get back. I was mucking around with the keys, or we put it, bounced off of the golf cart. Who knows? We were able to find the keys. That would have been another disaster.
Wow, that's huge.
We're fortunate. Yes, we're fortunate, Robin. What I did in my life, my girlfriend said that I don't know how you could have ever done this. I don't even know how you made it this far.
Yeah.
Oh my Lord. Well, I'm blessed. We're blessed. We're all blessed.
Yes, that is for certain. I agree with you 100%. Hey, also, there's a gal on here on Facebook that just chimed in, Anya Esula Gibbon. Do you have any idea who that is?
I think I may know her.
Do you?
Yes.
Yeah, I mean, the Esula part, it's got to be some kind of a relative, maybe a cousin or a distant cousin.
She's my sister.
I know. I'm
I know you know.
I'm busting your chops.
My sister. I was in Buffalo this past summer in June,
Oh,
and we went to my other sister who lives in Rochester, Christina. She had a party. Anya, her husband, her kids. They came over. Ricky, John came over. So we had a wonderful little reunion.
oh, nice.
The next day, Ricky, Jen, myself, and my girlfriend, we hooked up at Niagara Falls.
Oh,
Had a nice, wonderful day. And on the way home, we stopped at Anya's house so I could show my girlfriend where we grew up. Because Anya lives across the street from where we grew up.
is that right?
Across the street where my grandmother used to live.
Wow.
Yes. Yes. So we had a wonderful time because obviously I don't go home that often, so we don't get to see each other much.
Yeah.
I'm not on Facebook a lot. I know more by what my sister Chris tells me. So, yeah. I do know
Wow.
her. I'm actually surprised. I'm not surprised, but I'm surprised that she's listening to the show. That's cool.
Yeah, she was on. She poked her head in yesterday too, as a matter of
Nice.
fact, because
Nice.
as I mentioned, every Saturday in October, Jerry and I, it was Jerry's thought process that went into this, but we have been, we started a mini series called A Walk Through Polka Heaven, had a great crowd last evening. As well as a lot of participants that have sent us videos. And by the way, I did receive your video. Thank you so much. We're going to be playing that probably next week or the week after.
Wonderful. I'm sorry I was not successful getting it to you yesterday because out in Iowa, you can imagine a little cornland, things like that. They don't have the high-speed internet.
Sure, no,
So
totally
try to,
understandable. Totally understandable. No apologies necessary. And also, Zeke,
Yes.
in talking with Dave Zukowski, now he was out hunting the past couple of days, but he got back and he says, hey, I want to send you a video, again, talking about Stash and some of the recording sessions that
Yes.
Stash was in. So, I mean, it's going to be a lot of fun reminiscing, and we'll try to merge both of those together, with you, and then we'll go into Dave's little stories again.
Yeah,
about,
another phenomenal
Stash.
musician.
Yes. And another creative guy with Wham Records. He had that
Absolutely.
for so many
Absolutely.
years, and working with the King engineer, which is Gary Ramey, who you spoke about with Peppermint Productions in Youngstown, Ohio. Hey, okay,
Yes.
my last question to you. What would Zeniu Esula give as some advice to somebody that wants to get started in music? They want to play in a band, maybe they want to sing in a band. What guidance would you give to that person if you just sat them down and say, okay, here's what I did, here's what you need to do?
My response is learn the melody. Play the melody.
Okay.
You can ad lib down the road, but if you don't know the melody, your ad libbing will sound like ad libbing will have you playing a song, every song virtually the same way, where you really won't know one song from the other.
Gotcha.
Listening to Stash and when that came about with me, playing with Marion Lush certainly had that doing, especially when Johnny left the band. I had to now play. Well, I couldn't be chording, I couldn't be bellow shaking because somebody has to play the melody along with the singer.
Sure.
When I really focused in on melody was with Stash. Because Johnny played in the beginning with, we played together with Stash.
Yep.
So as an accordion player and a concertina player, my role then was more chording, bellow shaking. Once Johnny left, I remember saying, what am I going to do now? I had recordings of us playing, and I would start playing. I'm saying, wow, I really don't know these songs. I'm just going to be chording. I'll be playing songs that I thought I knew, but I really don't know. That had me going and listening to Stash intensely.
Wow.
To how he's singing, and now trying to play so that I can play the way he sings. Learn the melody, guys, you young musicians out there. It's crucial, important to learn that before you go and start developing your own style.
Great piece of advice, Zeke. Hey, well, listen,
Thank you.
buddy.
Yes.
I can't thank you enough. Jerry and I can't thank you enough for spending this we've had you on the phone here for 45 minutes. I apologize. Please apologize to your girlfriend. I know we've taken a Sunday afternoon away from her. But we thank you so much. I love you, buddy, from the bottom of my heart. You know that. You and I go way, way back to the McKinley Park Inn days and also to Idora Park, as I mentioned, and just a lot of fun. And those are memories.
Thank you for having me. Thank you so much for having me. It's no apologies needed. I love you all.
Hey, well, thank you so much, buddy. And, hey, folks, we have been talking live with Mr. Zeke Zeniu Esula right here on Polkas After Dark, interview with your favorite musician of all times. Here's Stashka Lanka with a beautiful waltz.
So walk through this world with me. Come take my hand. No matter what the future might bring, I'll be your man. I'll promise the world to you, but I'll give what I can. So walk through this world with me. Come take my hand. Our love will be strong and grow as long as we live. So walk through this world with me and let our lives live. I'll promise the world to you, but I'll give what I can. So walk through this world with me. Come take my hand. So walk through this world with me. Go where I go. You make my life so complete. Oh, I need you so.
What a tune, what a voice, what an accordionist. That guy playing the background was really kind of nice, and it was very funny to hear him say, not funny, but it was unique to hear him say, learn the melody. Because, you know, as a lot of accordion players, including myself, when I was first starting out, I'd bang on chords or I'd bellow shake. I'd push, but that was it. And that's true. I mean, just a fantastic guy. Can't wait to see him next year when he comes into town. Ricky, Jennifer, you, me, and he and his lovely girlfriend, we're going to get together and just get a chance to go out and grab a bite to eat and talk and reminisce a little bit more. Because as you know, when you're outside of an environment like the broadcast, you know, you kind of tend to talk about some different things and head down some different roads or different directions.
And I like to eat.
You know, well, so do I. Sometimes that's not the best thing, though. Hey, folks, we want to welcome you once again to Polkas After Dark. Thanks so much. We just got off the phone with an interview live with Zeke Zeniu Esula, all the way from Arlington, Illinois, just outside of Chicago. Hey, you know, we mentioned Down the Polka Road, and we have a song right now that we're going to be playing off of the brand new recording of Polka Family. It's a song called Polka Road off of the recording titled the same thing. Don't forget to join us every Saturday night right here on Polkas After Dark in October. We have a new time for October, and it is Saturday evenings at 7 p.m. as we do a walk through Polka Heaven.
Packed up my bags, got my look on, headed out where I find a good time. Well, I DM'd my friends, now they're buzzing. How far you going out today? Yes, I'm going ham on the dashboard, playing my tunes, they make me feel good. I hit the rush on the skyway, my mind is thinking what the heck, 'cause I love the polka road, where I'm feeling free out on the polka road. Come and follow me, you'll meet new friends and see families from all across the nation on the polka road. Celebrate and come along with me.
Hey, good afternoon to Rachel Michelle. Welcome.
Just told my boss that I'm leaving, driving across the open byway. I think he knows just where I'm going, out where I'm gonna hear them play. 'Cause I love the polka road, where I'm feeling free out on the polka road. Come and follow me, you'll meet new friends and see families from all across the nation on the polka road. Celebrate and come along with me. 'Cause I love the polka road, where I'm feeling free out on the polka road. Come and follow me, you'll meet new friends and see families from all across the nation on the polka road. Celebrate and come along with me. Come on, girl, grab your bags, let's get out on the polka road. I love the polka road.
And we love the band. Hey, that's Polka Family. Hank Gazevich has outdone himself once again. You know, we got to try to get a hold of Hank. We tried pre-pandemic, and I know he's been back and running around with a whole bunch of stuff, so we got to try to get a hold of Hank Gazevich for an interview. We still want to try to nail Mr. Mark Chapach. I know him and Sherry were in the chat room there over at Facebook briefly, so we want to try to get him as well, and a whole bunch of other folks. Hey, we do have some people that we're going to be talking to in the not too distant future. Let me see if I can bring up, let's see, how about we do this? Yeah, we had Zeke, Zeniu, Esula today, played of course with Marion Lush and Stashka Lanka in the Chicago Masters. Next week, Sunday, listen to this, kids. We are going to be talking with Bobby Zima. That's right, Bobby Zima, the famed drummer for Eddie Blazonczyk and the Versatile Versatones. And he and I got a chance to talk for a long while. And I told him how much that not only I loved his drumming, but I loved his drumming on the polka concert recording. And he's going to share a lot of fun facts about that recording, that studio and everything, because oddly enough, that was not recorded at Bel Air Recording Studios. A lot of people said, oh, they thought it was RCA, but it wasn't RCA either. It was a studio in Chicago, and it was back when Eddie Blazonczyk had some remodeling done to Bel Air. So they wanted to get the recording out, and Eddie said, well, I got somebody that I've contacted, and Bobby's going to share some of that, as well as some very, very favorite, memorable stories. That comes up next week, Sunday. That's on the 9th at 5 p.m. Join us here at Polkas After Dark. But also, don't forget to join us next week, Saturday, at our new time, 7 p.m. until 9 p.m., and that is for a walk through Polka Heaven. We've got a lot more folks. Rachel Michelle had sent something in, and her brother Rob. Those are Bob Chaz Wroblewski's kids. And they're not kids because, gosh, they're grown adults now. They've got some great lives. Rachel has a beautiful home. She has shown us some pictures. But, you know, we're going to be able to have a lot more folks to show you next week. Dee Dee Yashevich Ogrodny. She is going to be on, I think she's starting the show next week, isn't she?
She is.
That we had talked about. And she's going to be talking a lot about their Pennsylvania days. Of course, she's living now out in Nashville, Tennessee, but she's going to be talking about the Pennsylvania days when she played with her father's band and, well, actually Henny's band, her brother, but she's going to be talking a lot, sharing some stories about Henry, her dad, Henny, her brother, and also Stash, her husband. And just three fantastic musicians, all in one perfect band that had passed. But she's living now with Ryan. Well, not with Ryan, but Ryan's also down there in Nashville, Tennessee with his lovely wife and little girl, Cece. And she's just adorable. We got a chance to see her at IPA. Hey, but also I digress here. Also, November the 6th, for right now, we have Mr. Wayne Sinkowski. And he, of course, was the drummer. He took over for Dad Rudy when Rudy had passed away from the Ample Airs. And he's going to be sharing some fantastic stories with us. On November the 13th, we've got Dave Morris from Pennsylvania. He played with the Sounds. He's currently playing with the Boys, and I haven't updated this list yet, but we talked to Danny Matea, and he is going to join us on November the 20th to talk all about the IPA Tribute Band as well as the Downtown Sound, and just some fantastic musicians here. And we are so fortunate to have them in our lives, and it's going to be a lot of fun talking with them. And once again, let's enough talking and BS in here. Let's change the tempo, get an obetic for you guys. Here's the new Brass Express, one called Jeszcze Raz Obetic. This one's off their brand new recording too. Keep on Rolling.
Jak mnie kochasz, to mnie wieść, mówiłaś mi to nieraz. Bo mnie kocha cała wieść, a ty dopiero teraz. Jak mnie kochasz, to mnie wieść, jedna szklaneczka wina. Bo mnie kocha cała wieść, są bez niego rodzina. A więc pocałuj mnie jeszcze raz i jeszcze raz i jeszcze raz. A więc pocałuj mnie jeszcze raz, jedyny raz. Everybody sing. A więc pocałuj mnie jeszcze raz i jeszcze raz i jeszcze raz. A więc pocałuj mnie jeszcze raz, jedyny raz.
dopiero teraz. Jak mnie kochasz, to mnie wiesz, za jeden kufelek piwa. Bo cię kocha każdy chłop, bo jesteś bardzo siwa. A więc pocałuj mnie jeszcze raz i jeszcze raz i jeszcze raz. A więc pocałuj mnie jeszcze raz, jedyny raz. Once more. A więc pocałuj mnie jeszcze raz i jeszcze raz i jeszcze raz. A więc pocałuj mnie jeszcze raz, jedyny raz.
Hey, that's off of Daryl Welton's brand new recording, the new Brass Express release, and that is, of course, called Jeszcze raz Oberek. You're tuned to Polkas After Dark right here on our broadcast link.
With a C.
.com, also on YouTube and, of course, Facebook. Hey, say hello to some of the nice folks in our chat room there, but don't wave to them. Oh, my God.
Why? If they're watching, they'll see me waving them. Okay, sorry. We have Chris Curtis, Chris Tansky, and Ivan Mayers hanging out with us over on our broadcast link. We have Don Kozak and Ray Bajuik Jr., as well as Donna Skachilis.
Hi, Donna.
See, she saw me wave. I'm sure she saw me wave.
Oh, yeah, I'm sure she did too.
I'm sure. And then it's your job to do Facebook. So.
Oh, okay. Well, let's see here.
I can't see everybody.
Well, I can see some people. We've got Mary Lou Cerniak here, Chris Tansky, Pat Bootsek's here, Rob Milka, he is here. Rachel Michelle, Bob Szymanski, Anya Esula is still hanging around with us. Thank you. Jill Arndt is here. Nick Yash, hello to Nick. Accordion player, one of my favorite accordion players now. It looks like JP is here with Karen, Tommy Hoke, brother Tom. Also, we want to say hi to, once again, Steve Gramala down in Dunkirk. Let's see, Eugene Maroshek, he is here. Joe Shipta, Martha Gretchen, Kenny and Carol Michelski, Debbie and Jerry Rymanowski out in Cohoes. I think they had an anniversary, didn't they? If I'm not mistaken. Anniversary. Yeah, something like that. Beverly Ceremet, a.k.a. Bev Sims. Sue Howard, her and Tim and a whole bunch of people are riding some motorcycles out there. Safe travels to you guys. Looks like Vince and Marie Sosnowski. Kathy Koblish. Kathy, hi. How you doing there, kiddo? Patty Nicholas is here. Erica Belanda McMaster. As always, Jeanette Tonsky from Polish Newcastle Radio. That's Polkas 911. You can catch her show on Saturdays and also the rebroadcasts anywhere over there at Polish Newcastle Radio. We like all of our friends over there at PNCR for hanging out with us. Musical Mark Swoger. Let's see, Loretta Curtis Mackle. Lisa and Greg Skowronek are still here from Connellsville, Pennsylvania. My buddy Ray Bajuik Jr. out in Cleveland, Ohio. Dan Novak from New Mexico. Gail Vojtovich, Karen and Tom Bayak. This is crazy. I really... Oh, that was nice. No, please feel free to just...
I wanted to interrupt you, but I didn't want to be that loud about it.
Well, too late now.
So Mary Lou Cherniak said that her daughter Kate did 26 miles in 5 hours and 15 minutes at the Minnesota. Minnesota.
There you go.
Medtronic Marathon.
No, wait, how many miles?
26 miles.
Oh, I could do that. I'd be dead by...
You'd be dead by the first mile.
Wow, well, congratulations to Kate.
Dan was a volunteer.
Oh, nice.
And he got to put the finishing medal on his sister when she finished. That is so cool.
Mary
Lou, thank you so much for sharing that with us.
Yeah, I love that. Love those stories. Yeah, congratulations to Kate and also to Daniel, my buddy Dan. Let's see here. Bob Szymanski, he is still here. Carolyn Renee. Dave Dombrowski is still tuned in. That's kind of crazy. Rick Beekler, all the way from Wisconsin. And Bob Gabalski has just chimed in, 2243AEF. That's my favorite license plate that he had on his car when I first moved to Buffalo. He and I, that's an inside joke that we...
It's not inside, you just told everybody about it.
Yeah, that's true too. Hey, let's bring up some more polka music. And how about this one? This one's off of Lenny Gomulka's brand new recording as well. He's got One to the Moon and Back, which features Dee Dee and also Ryan. But here's one that he wrote for his buddy and ours, everybody's buddy, Richie Tokarz. Here's one called Have You Heard About My Friend? You're tuned to Polkas After Dark.
Every now and then, with paper and a pen, I push myself to write a song or two. Songs about my wife, my son, my daughter's life, and special friends I'd like to share with you. Here's one for my buddy, so talented and funny. If you recall, he stood here next to me. He made quite a name in the Polka Hall of Fame, but then he chose to exit quietly.
Have you heard about our friend? He won't be back again. He left without a chance to say goodbye. But he's in the party section of a choir up in heaven, and said to say that he's just doing fine. He said to say that he's just doing fine.
Nice one, Bob. Nice. Hey, you left your lights on. What a bozo.
The years and years we spent in only these few measures of a song. Memories to convey, so much more to say. An empty place on stage where he belongs. Always had some laughs, we always had some fun. And yes, we'd sure indulge in 2 or 3. But somewhere in this song, something's very wrong, 'cause he should still be singing here with me.
Have you heard about our friend? He won't be back again. He left without a chance to say goodbye. But he's in the party section of a choir up in heaven, and said to say that he's just doing fine. He said to say that he's just doing fine. Have you heard about our friend? He won't be back again. He left without a chance to say goodbye. But he's in the party section of a choir up in heaven, and said to say that he's just doing fine. He said to say that he's just doing fine.
Hey, let's bring Frankie Leishka up. No, it's not TBC and it's not The Boys. This is a brand new release by Matt Lewandowski and The Alliance. Here's one called Sure Gonna Miss Her. You guys are tuned to Polkas After Dark, the Sunday afternoon edition where we get a chance to talk with musicians from all over the country, or countries, because we've included Canada as well. Hey, don't forget to catch us Saturday night. We're going to be here at 7 p.m.
Never did too much to make her stay here, and words of love to her I never said. I guess I learned a lesson when she walked out the stage, but I'm sure gonna miss her, sure gonna miss her, sure gonna miss her every day. I don't suppose I ever said I love you, and I found out too late that wasn't right. I'm just now realizing what I lost, that's why I'm crying, and I'm sure gonna miss her, sure gonna miss her, sure gonna miss her every night.
It's Polkas After Dark Live.
I heard she found a guy who treats her better. I hope he knows that he's a lucky guy. I know the rumor's true because I saw her today, and I'm sure gonna miss her. He was walking with her, sure gonna miss her every day.
That's off of Matt Lewandowski's brand new recording off of the Alliance. Sure gonna miss her. Our buddy Frankie Lishka doing the vocals on that. Hey, what did you say? Some people are bugging us. They're harassing us that they want us to play them a song. Who
There's
is
a few
that?
people.
Okay, well, who's the guy in Ohio that...
He would like to hear.
Yeah.
He, first of all, being Chris Curtis.
Chris Curtis
Secondly,
wants to hear
he would
something.
like to hear the Sex or Net polka.
Sax Serenette. I don't think we have this. I don't think we have that one, but hopefully this one will do. Here's Sax Serenette. Hello to Mr. Wally Richkowski. Thank you for tuning in here. Polkas After Dark, Tom Spillman. And it looks like Maria Blasting is here. Hello, Maria. Welcome to Polkas After Dark with Rob and Jerry. Don and Marina Kozak. Once again, Don, thank you so much for doing that excellent video yesterday that we used for our intro for another walk through Polka Heaven. Hey, that's going to be on again next week, Saturday, with all new videos.
This gig in a one-night stand at this polka bar. I looked over my shoulder, there stood an old man at the bar. His clothes were torn, his shoes were worn, he could barely talk. He said, I'd like to sing a song and play along with you. We all had a laugh or two when he went to open his case. He put on his concertina with sadness on his face. He was so determined to play, his fingers could not move. When he turned his head to us, tears came into view.
I wonder if God likes polka music. Will there be a place up there to sing my songs? Will you make my fingers nimble like they used to be, so I can play the chords and sing along?
Song of blues. He sang, I once was a polka star who played many years through. Now my voice is cracked and dry, no one wants to hear. My wife left me years ago, my kids don't know I'm here. Singing and playing is the only life that I really know. Well, stick around, I'll play for you this last polka show. We wanted to hear another song from this jolly old man. He raised his head, closed his eyes, and sang his last song.
I wonder if God likes polka music. Will there be a place up there to sing my songs? Will he make my fingers nimble like they used to be, so I can play the chords and sing along?
Stage, everyone applauded him. It made him feel so good inside, he even gave a grin. The story goes, he died next day and his dream came true. He's up there singing his polka songs just for me and you.
I wonder if God likes polka music. Will there be a place up there to sing my songs? Will he make my fingers nimble like they used to be, so I can play the chords and sing along?
Richie Tokar singing a live rendition with Eddie Blazonczyk Sr. and the Versatones. This one from the 1980s, kids. Here's I've Got a Polish Girlfriend.
I've got a Polish girl.
For Mr. Mark Swoger and Maria.
Like you. She's kind of nice, pretty dark eyes. I love her and she loves me too. I want to call her sweetheart. She wants to take my name. It won't be long now, my Polish girlfriend. Our names will be the same. Oh yes they will. It won't be long now, my Polish girlfriend. Our names will be the same. you. She's kind of nice, pretty dark eyes. I love her and she loves me too. I want to call her sweetheart. She wants to take my name. It won't be long now, my Polish girlfriend. Our names will be the same. Oh yes, they will. It won't be long now, my Polish girlfriend. Our names will be the same.
Let's get this party started. Get out there on the floor. Take a chance and have a dance. You'll yell and scream for more.
Hi, polka fans. Mike Costa here to tell you about an upcoming event you don't want to miss. Puko Yashu presents New Year's Eve Polka Extravaganza. 3 bands, 2 nights, all at one fantastic location, which is the Embassy Suites at Independence, Ohio. Saturday night, New Year's Eve, dinner dance. Music by polka country musicians and The Beat. Dinner starts at 5:30 with dancing from 7 to 1 a.m. Sunday, New Year's Day, featuring the music of Polka Family and The Beat. Music from 2 to 8 p.m. A 2-day package price is only $140 per person, or $125 for just New Year's Eve and $25 for New Year's Day. Embassy Suite room rates for the weekend start at $119 per night. For all the amazing extras, details, reservations, please see the flyer at Mike Pikowski's or Jeff Yash's Facebook page. Or you can call Mike at 908-209-9843 or Jeff Yash at 518-281-1587. Folks, this is the New Year's Eve event you have been waiting for. You don't want to miss it. Deadline to reserve is October 15th.
The other way, and I'd have never been aware, but as it is, I'll dream of her tonight.
Hey, don't forget to join Jerry and myself out there, and that is Jerry and me. Don't forget to join me. Me and Jerry, Jerry and me. Me
Jerry
and Jerry.
and I.
Jerry and me. You know what?
Whatever.
I'll bet you any money. I'll bet you any money that Janice J, because she's out there in New Hampshire, isn't she, with her granddaughters?
Mm-hmm.
And I'll bet you the granddaughters know the proper English.
The
so is
correct.
it join Jerry and me, join Jerry and I, join me and Jerry? Okay, girls, what is it? Hey, in the meantime,
How about
I'm going
us?
to join us. Yeah, that's good.
That's good.
Join us, because we're going to have a fantastic time Friday night, and then Saturday afternoon we're going to be broadcasting live from the Embassy Suites out there in Cleveland, Ohio, for that fantastic weekend. 3 bands, 2 fantastic evenings, and it's going to be a lot of fun.
We got some stuff up our sleeve for that too.
Yeah, it's going to be a lot of fun. We're going to be broadcasting live. We're not going to be sitting down behind, a desk or a table or anything like we do now. It's going to be something completely different, off the wall, but it's going to be a lot of fun.
It'll be fun.
Yeah. and Mike Pukowski and Jeff Yash. You can take a look at their Facebook pages for more information. Get information on when you can get out there, because Jerry and I are going to head out there a little bit early. We're only about 2.5 hours, 2 hours and 45 minutes away from there, but it's going to be a lot of fun. We're going to hang with some peeps. Speaking of peeps, hey, we want to say hi to a very good peep of ours, and that is Ed Ryeski out in Amherst. Hello to you. Larry Kutas has joined us. Hello to you, Helen and Tony Vignash up in Canada. Hello to you, Melanie Stringhill Patterson. She is tuned in. Hello to you, Melanie. Long time no see. Let's see here. Hey, folks, once again. Wes Walheim is here. Johnny Regala. Understand that you are playing with the Focus Band. We can't wait to get a chance to hear you at some point and just get a chance to say hello to you, sir. But we do want to make mention once again, join us, like the sign says up here, okay? A walk through Polka Heaven every Saturday night in October at 7 p.m. Eastern Time. We're going to have a really great show again next week, Saturday. Please join us. A lot of great people have contributed some great videos where they're talking about family members, musicians, kind of both. And we've just got some fantastic stuff coming up. Some of the people we've got coming up, let's see. We've got Didi Ogrodny. We have Ralph Sabatini, Richie Coyce, Dave Zakowski from Wham Records in used to be Ambridge, Pennsylvania. Let's see, who else do we have? We have the Urbanczyk family, Kathy and Brian and Lori. They sent a very nice video in. Let's see, the Novakowskis, Joanne, Addie, which is their granddaughter, Janine, and also Craig. They did a real nice one too, a family type thing. Who else do we have?
We have Steve Brown.
Steve Brown, yep.
And
Rachel, Rob. I don't want to call him Robbie. He hates Robbie.
Karen K.
That's the Vrobleskis. Karen K, right? Maddie K's mom. She's
Susie.
Sue Howard Darlak. I did mention Richie Coyce, didn't I?
Yes.
Yeah.
What about Diane Belanda? And Christy Kravich.
We got a whole bunch of folks. Karen Hootie. Just a whole bunch of people have been kind enough to send us some videos. And if you want to remember that very special someone, either that maybe played alongside you in a band or as a family member, or you just want to remember the person because they brought some sunshine into your life, they were a musician or a promoter, please make sure that you get it over to polkasafterdark@gmail.com. That's polkasafterdark@gmail.com. No dots, no dashes, just polkasafterdark@gmail.com. Please make sure that you do that. That would be a lot of fun.
We have 4 more weeks.
4 more weeks to go. That's right. Hey, I've got a song here that Janice wanted to hear by Mr. Scrubby Severiniak himself with the Dynatones. And here, this is going to take us up to the 7 o'clock hour. Here is one called, let's see here. What did he call that song again? It was Zosia. How did he pronounce it? I can't remember.
Zosia.
That's it.
Let's go.
Hey, off of the Livewire recording, this is for you guys, Janice J. and your granddaughters out there in New Hampshire, I believe it was. Hey, don't forget to join Jerry and I next week. Polkas After Dark on Saturday evening, 7 p.m. Be here.
Zosia, Zosia, Zosia kuchnię zamiatała ima Macieja zawołała, Zosia kuchnię zamiatała i Macieja zawołała, Zosia kuchnię zamiatała i Macieja, hej, zawołała. Matka lampę zaświeciła i Macieja zobaczyła. Matka lampę zaświeciła i Macieja zobaczyła. Matka lampę zaświeciła i Macieja, hej, zobaczyła, wała, go!
Hey, don't forget once again to catch us next week. Andy Ratajczyk, thank you so much. Hey, we're going to see you and your lovely lady Megan over at the Embassy Suites in Cleveland, Ohio for New Year's Eve. We look forward to that. And we're also going to say hi to Jan Dressler. She's here as well.
Macieju, co robicie, że tak, że się całujecie, wy Macieju, co robicie, że tak, że się całujecie, wy Macieju, co robicie, że tak, że się całujecie. Zosia, Zosia ku mnie zamiatała i ma, Macieja zabawała. Zosia mnie zamiatała i Macieja zawołała. Zosia ku mnie zamiatała i Macieja, hej, zawołała, go!
Hey, once again, folks, thanks for putting us on. As we always say, if you've been listening in your car,
thanks for the ride.
Hey, you're tuned to Polkas After Dark, and we appreciate it. See you next week, Saturday. And then don't forget, Bobby Zima joins us on Sunday afternoon. New time, Saturday night, 7 p.m. Be here, kids.